Okay, work, and more work. But I've managed to find 5 minutes to do a bit of a commentary, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, people keep hitting me up on Twitter, not physically, but, well, sometimes physically, but, yeah, people keep hitting me on Twitter and sometimes on a few of my recent videos and asking me questions about the 5-second teaser trailer from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and asking me my thoughts about it. Now, I've seen a few people do some videos about it and they get destroyed. I mean, people hate it when people talk about things like this, and that's fair enough, you know, but it is their channels and everybody's entitled to have some sort of an opinion. Now, for me personally, there's not a lot really that I can say about it, but I do obviously have, from what they've shown, a couple of thoughts. And I will share those thoughts with you. But as I say, 5 seconds is hard to determine anything. It's like, imagine, this is how I think about it. Imagine if there was a hotel and you booked a room at this hotel, but it hadn't yet been built. And you were, you know, looking forward to it, but you were also nervous thinking, I hope it's a good hotel and I hope it's not a complete shithole. And all of a sudden, you know, just before the due release date of it being opened and cutting the band to let people in, the company sent you an email with a 5-second teaser on the experience you're going to have. And you think, oh, okay, I'll have a look at this, and hopefully this can let me in on a bit more information. And you watch the 5-second teaser, and it, you know, this date came up at the beginning, which was showing the opening date. And then they all of a sudden pan over to this this hotel room with a young Japanese lady standing next to the bed in a maid's outfit. And she looks at the camera and she takes a chocolate out of her pocket, puts it on the pillow, and then looks back at the camera, and that's it. You would really find it hard to get any information from that kind of video. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, you'd be like, okay, well, I know there's a bed, so that's one good thing. That's one box ticked, definitely. And it appears I'm going to have a chucky before I get to bed, so that's awesome. What kind of a chocolate is it going to be? Is it going to be a Hershey's or a Cadbury's, something nice? Or maybe it's going to be a coffee cream. Fuck, I don't want a coffee cream. So, yeah, really hard to determine anything. But I will kind of, you know, break down what I think about it and what I hope will come from it, and hopefully we'll know a little bit more on the 11th, I think it is, when it's going to be released. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be the 11th when we see the definite trailer, and then we can start to really get the opinions running high. Now, obviously in the trailer they've shown the date, as they did in the hotel just before the chocolate was announced. Yeah, they've shown the date, and then they've shown a guy kind of doing a backwards jump, and then it panned over to some actual gameplay footage, I'm assuming, and it shows this guy doing a Titanfall / Halo jump that we all know is going to be in there with the exosuits, and as he's in midair he gets shot down. Now, that's pretty much all you've got to go by. Now, my thoughts on that, and this is, like I say, it's hard to do a video based on this, so I could make it as short as possible or as long as I possibly want, but my thoughts on that is, okay, there's definitely going to be Titanfall / you know, Halo jumping in the game. We knew it was going to be in the single player, now it's obvious it's going to be in the multiplayer. That for me would kind of annoy me, you know, because I never really liked Titanfall too much. I know people keep saying give it another chance, but it wasn't my game. You know, I'm not into all this hopping and bouncing. Halo was fun for me in single campaign. I really enjoyed that. I never liked the online multiplayer experience of Halo. It just didn't really do it for me. Now, as far as the jumping in Call of Duty is concerned, I have issues with this. And the reason I have issues is because once upon a time in Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, people doing jump shots and drop shots didn't really seem to me to be much of a problem. It was a good evasive way of moving, particularly being as I run the Spaz 12 quite a lot. Sometimes jumping around with the Spaz 12 can be quite helpful because, you know, if you're running towards somebody, say a quick scope and he's ready to shoot you, if you can do a nice little jump shot towards him and hit him directly with a Spaz 12 in the face, it's a good move. But as Call of Duty seemed to progress, with the lag getting a lot worse, and obviously I don't know whether it's a different engine or however it works, but with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, not so much Call of Duty Ghosts because not many people do hop and jump around in that thing. But jumping around for me became a real big problem. Black Ops 2 was the worst one. The jumping animation was so bloody fast. It was hard to follow people, it was hard to target people, but when you did target somebody and you practically felt like you got every single one of your bullets in your clip in them, it didn't matter. It was almost like airborne is key and airborne will win the fight every single time. And also with drop shots as well. The amount of times I've come around a corner and seen somebody lying on the floor, and okay, fair enough, it's a kind of smaller target, that's why people do it. You're kind of out of sight. If somebody walks around a corner, they're expecting to see somebody standing directly in front of them, and then you have to look down and realise somebody's lying on the floor, so you shoot them. Smaller targets hit, makes sense. However, when you hit that target directly, there's really only one place you can hit them, and that is in the face. That's all I can say. And the amount of times I've shot people directly in the face who are lying down and filled with sponging hit markers and then just got killed very easily, that to me is a bit of a problem. So with a game like Call of Duty and the way the connection is so bad, I think this level of jumping about, especially if it is Halo / Titanfall-esque, is going to be a problem. But that's just my own personal opinion. Now, the other way of looking at it is maybe it is a kill streak. This has been kind of mentioned before. Maybe it's a kill streak. Maybe it's something you get like the Juggernaut outfit. So if you get so many X amount of kills, you get an exoskeletal suit, and that allows you the ability to jump around. Fair enough. If that's the case, then that's fine. We've got used to dealing with it with Juggernaut Maniac. We've got used to dealing with it with Juggernaut in Modern Warfare 3. You know, you come to expect it. These guys are generally hard to kill. However, my kind of thoughts about it with how quickly the guy dies who's in midair is either A, he was already injured before he got killed, or B, if you do acquire this exosuit and it does give you that little bit of ability to hop around and, you know, make life quite awkward for people, your health is quite low. And that's the only real kind of information I can get from this. You know, the guy's bouncing around, he jumps, and he dies rather quickly from some gun that we don't know. So that's pretty much my only thoughts about it. Everything else, you know, it's difficult to say. The graphics look amazing. I'm assuming it's going to be taken from Xbox One or PS4. I don't know. But graphically, it does look a really amazing game. And, you know, I know that a lot of people are really, really getting pissed off with Advanced Warfare, and there's going to be a lot of people saying that it's going to be terrible. But yeah, so like I say, there's not really much more I can kind of emphasise on that. I think it is what it is. If it is that what I've said, then I'm an absolute genius. But the chances are there's going to be a little bit more to the story than what they're revealing. And I'm sure by the 11th we'll know probably about 20% more. So yeah, that's the video about that. I hope that's kind of answered people's questions. Please don't get hating because I was asked the question. I'm not jumping on the train. I'm just trying to keep everybody happy. So I will see you later, guys. Much love. Apocalypse done.